Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Nino Tempo, the gifted saxophonist and gentle voice who once captivated hearts around the world with the hit Deep Purple, passed away on April 12, 2025, at his home in West Hollywood, California, at the age of 90. Born Antonino Lotempio in Niagara Falls, he embodies a generation of artists driven by talent and passion, crafting a brilliant musical journey from childhood into his final years. His death was confirmed by close friend Jim Chaffin following a long period of declining health and related complications to aging. From the age of 4, Nino began performing and won his first talent competition. At just 7, he became a child star, appearing on The Benny Goodman Show. Frank Sinatra once praised him as the only one who could make the saxophone talk, a tribute to his mastery that placed him among the finest saxophonists of his era. As a member of the legendary Wrecking Crew, the behind-the-scenes powerhouse of millions of 1960s and 1970s hits, Nino left an indelible mark on the soundscape of modern music. With his sister, April Stevens, he reached the pinnacle of fame in 1963 through their Grammy-winning duet Deep Purple, a tender blend of spoken words and falsetto that became a timeless classic. Although their pop career waned with the British invasion, their musical legacy endured. Following April's passing in 2023, Nino lived more quietly, yet he remains dedicated to jazz performances and studio work with unwavering devotion. Nino Tempo leaves no immediate family, but he leaves behind a treasure trove of music and cherished memories in the hearts of friends, fans, and the Lotempio family. He was more than a musician. He was a symbol of resilience, creativity, and sincerity. Farewell, Nino. Your saxophone will echo forever in the melodies of timeless love songs.
This is so...
Joel Crosnick, an extraordinary cellist, devoted educator, and guardian of contemporary music, passed away on April 16, 2025, at the age of 84. The news was confirmed by the Juilliard School, the institution with which he was closely affiliated for over half a century. While the exact cause was not publicly disclosed, it is known within the music community that he had gradually withdrawn from performing in recent years due to ongoing health challenges. Born in New Haven, Connecticut, Krosnick graduated from Columbia University, where he discovered and nurtured a profound passion for contemporary repertoire. From 1974 to 2016, he served as the anchor cellist of the world-renowned Juilliard String Quartet, performing across North America, Europe, Asia, and Australia, and recording masterworks for leading labels. For over 4 decades, he also partnered with pianist Gilbert Kalish, producing landmark recordings of the complete sonatas by Beethoven, Brahms, and many 20th-century composers. As an educator, Joel Krosnick became a living symbol of the Juilliard School, teaching there since 1974 and chairing the cello department from 1994 onward. He was honored with the Juilliard President's Medal for his lifelong dedication to the arts and inspired countless students through his roles at prestigious music festivals, including Aspen, Marlborough, Nizal Hall, and the Perlman Music Program. His career was not only one of artistic excellence, but also a legacy of integrity, dedication, and deep love for the craft. The music he leaves behind will continue to resonate in the hearts of music lovers around the world.
On that gambit board, I know that either couple would delight in doing it. Of course, the DeVores would delight in going back again, win another.
An icon of American television and one of the most beloved game show hosts of all time, Wink Martindale has passed away at the age of 91. The news was confirmed by a family spokesperson who shared that he died peacefully on April 15, 2025, at his home in Rancho Mirage, California, surrounded by his beloved wife of 49 years, Sandra Martindale, and close family members. His passing marks the end of a golden era of entertainment, leaving behind a legacy woven into the very fabric of American pop culture. Born in Jackson, Tennessee, in 1933, Wink's broadcasting journey began at just 17 as a radio DJ. He played a pivotal role in music history when he helped arrange Elvis Presley's very first radio interview in 1954, standing witness to the dawn of rock and roll. He went on to become a household name through game shows such as Tic-Tac-Dough, Gambit, High Rollers, and Headline Chasers, captivating viewers with his charm, warmth, and signature voice. Despite a long and successful career, Martindale faced health challenges in his later years. Even so, his energy remained undimmed. He continued appearing in documentaries, commercials, and TV specials while supporting charities like St. Jude Children's Hospital and organizing telethons for children with cerebral palsy. Wink Martindale wasn't just a game show host. He was a storyteller, a connector, and a source of joy for millions. As we say goodbye, we honor not only a man who made people smile, but one who defined an entire genre with dignity, grace, and humanity. His light may have dimmed, but his legacy will continue to shine on screens and in hearts for generations to come.
And I said, but there's going to be 500 people from the media here who want to see you. And
the brilliant journey of Don Mischer, a true legend of American live television, came to a close on April 11, 2025, in Los Angeles, at the age of 85. The news was confirmed by his reporter, Annette Wolfe. Although the cause of his passing was not disclosed, Misher had gradually stepped back from the spotlight in recent years, after more than half a century of creating televised moments that moved and mesmerized audiences around the globe. Born in South Texas, Misher found his calling in television while studying at the University of Texas at Austin. From his early days working at the university's public broadcast station, he rose to become the visionary director behind world-class events. 6 Super Bowl halftime shows, the opening ceremonies of the 1996 Summer and 2002 Winter Olympics, President Barack Obama's 2009 inaugural celebration, as well as cultural cornerstones like the Kennedy Center Honors and multiple Emmy, Tony, and Oscar telecasts. His name is forever tied to history-making performances, from Michael Jackson's first-ever moonwalk during Motown 25 to Prince's unforgettable Purple Rain performance in the rain at the 2007 Super Bowl. Misher worked with the biggest names in entertainment, including Barbra Streisand, Bruce Springsteen, Paul McCartney, and Beyoncé. These moments transcended entertainment. They became milestones in cultural memory. Don Mischer didn't just show directly. He orchestrated emotion and captured the human spirit, connecting millions through the screen. With 15 Emmy Awards, 10 Directors Guild of America honors, and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he leaves behind an irreplaceable legacy, a living symphony of art, precision, and soul that will echo through the history of television.
But I think I put a lot of passion into what I do. And I think that
With every beat of the drum, he made the world move, and now the music pauses to remember his rhythm. Clem Burke, the electrifying drummer whose fierce style and unwavering spirit powered Blondie through decades of musical evolution, was more than just a percussionist. He was the pulse of a generation. Known for his thunderous performances and unmistakable flair, Burke helped shape the band's iconic sound, bringing depth and fire to hits like Heart of Glass, Call Me, and Atomic. Behind Debbie Harry's vocals and Chris Stein's riffs, it was Burke's rhythm that grounded Blondie's wild, genre-blending journey from punk to pop superstardom. Raised in Bayonne, New Jersey, Burke's love for British rock, the Beatles, The Who, and the Kinks infused his drumming with both precision and soul. He joined Blondie in 1975 after spotting a quirky ad looking for a freak energy drummer. From the gritty clubs of New York to international stardom, he remained a constant presence, helping navigate the band's internal storms with quiet resilience. Even after their split in 1982, he stayed in motion, collaborating with legends like Bob Dylan, Joan Jett, Iggy Pop, and the Ramones, always keeping the beat alive. Beyond performing, Burke explored the science behind his art. In 2008, he co-founded the Clem Burke Drumming Project, which studied the physical demands of rock drumming, proving what fans always knew: playing like Burke was not for the faint of heart. His dedication, humility, and generosity made him not just admired, but deeply loved. Clem Burke passed away on April 6, 2025, at the age of 70, following a private battle with cancer. His bandmates, friends, and fans across the world remember him not only for the rhythms he created, but for the joy, passion, and soul he gave to every single beat. Dick Damron, a true legend of Canadian country music, came to a close on March 29, 2025 in Alberta, at the age of 91. His family confirmed the news in a heartfelt statement. He left this world with the same quiet grace and spirit that defined his life and career. While the cause of his passing was not disclosed, fans from across the globe quickly paid tribute to an artist many called one of the greatest to ever pick up a guitar. Born in Alberta, Damron was once a rodeo rider and oil field worker before officially launching his music career in 1959 as a rockabilly performer. He soon transitioned to traditional country, making his mark with a string of chart-topping hits like Countryfied, Rise and Shine, On the Road, and Susan Flowers, all reaching number one on the Canadian country charts. Between 1970 and 1991, he placed 38 songs on the RPM country charts, including 14 top 10 entries. Beyond his vocal performances, Damron was also a gifted songwriter. His works were recorded by legends such as Charlie Pride, George Hamilton IV, Carol Baker, and Terry Carris. Throughout the 1980s, he garnered numerous accolades from the Canadian Country Music Association and was inducted into the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame in 1994, followed by the International Country Music Hall of Fame in 2001. Dick Damron was more than just a musician. He was the soul of a generation defined by raw, honest, and rebellious country sound. With his bold outlaw spirit, he told stories of everyday life through humble, heartfelt melodies. His legacy will live on in the hearts of music lovers, like songs that never fade.
Who's with Red? Reach! Someone took Nick.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock's true strength lies within. Dwayne, The Rock. Johnson has long been seen as the very embodiment of strength. Towering in stature, charismatic on screen, and relentless in work ethic, he has conquered the worlds of professional wrestling, Hollywood, and entrepreneurship. But behind the dazzling spotlight lies a human being who, like so many, has battled silent storms. In recent years, Johnson has bravely peeled back the curtain, sharing deeply personal struggles with mental health, personal loss, controversy, and the weight of expectations. His story is one of triumph, not just over adversity, but through it. Johnson recently opened up on a podcast and Instagram about his battles with depression, marking not the first time he has addressed the issue, but perhaps the most revealing. He recalls his first episode after a devastating shoulder injury ended his dream of playing professional football. "I didn't know what mental health was. I didn't know what depression was. I just knew I didn't want to be there," he shared. The second wave hit during his divorce from his first wife, Dani Garcia. This time, he recognized the signs and leaned on friends. Still, the weight was immense. In his words, "As men, we didn't talk about it. We just kept our head down and worked through it. Not healthy, but it's all we knew." Johnson's honesty has sparked conversations, especially among men, about vulnerability and the need for emotional support. He credits fatherhood with changing his outlook. "The saving grace for me has really been my daughters. You look at them and you realize, this is what it's all about." Behind the scenes, Johnson's life has not been without difficulty. He grew up in a financially unstable household, witnessing firsthand the emotional toll hardship can bring. He once described moments in his childhood where his family faced eviction, unsure of where they'd sleep the next night. These experiences planted the seeds of empathy and fueled a relentless drive for a better future. During his teenage years, he also faced a pivotal moment involving his mother, a deeply emotional incident that shaped his compassion and emotional awareness. Rather than letting pain harden him, Johnson channeled it into understanding and strength, qualities that would later define his public persona. Later in life, he would face public scrutiny over controversies including his feud with Vin Diesel and criticism for his reported behavior on the set of Red One, including tardiness and an unconventional habit of relieving himself in water bottles to stay on schedule. Though Johnson admitted to some of these behaviors, he insisted they were exaggerated and rooted in the demanding logistics of his shooting schedules. In the face of criticism, he remained composed, owning his flaws and aiming to grow through accountability. More recently, he faced backlash for an $11 million partnership with the U.S. Army intended to boost recruitment, which failed to deliver expected results. Questions arose around the use of public funds and celebrity endorsements. Despite these setbacks, Johnson maintained transparency, rarely shying away from addressing the controversies head-on. Yet through it all, he has continued to expand his reach, not just as an entertainer, but as a creative force. Johnson remains one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood with upcoming projects like The Smashing Machine, a biographical drama in which he plays troubled MMA fighter Mark Kerr. He's also collaborating with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio on a film based on the Hawaiian crime syndicate, The Company, and is returning as Maui in the live-action remake of Moana. A new Jumanji installment is also underway, ensuring Johnson's presence remains as powerful as ever on screen. He also continues to use his platform to uplift others, promoting mental wellness, positivity, and resilience. His Instagram, far from a highlight reel, often features motivational messages, reflections on struggle, and calls for empathy. In a culture where perfection is often projected, Johnson chooses honesty, reminding fans that even those who seem unshakable have their battles. But perhaps what resonates most with fans is not the blockbuster hits or seven-figure deals. It's his humanity. Johnson's openness about depression, the pressures of fame, and the balancing act of fatherhood and career makes him more than a celebrity. He becomes someone people can see themselves in, someone who admits that even giants can fall, but also rise again. As he said in a recent interview, "I've worked hard over the years to gain the emotional tools to work through any mental pain that may come to test me." His journey is a powerful reminder that healing is not linear, strength is not silence, and success is not the absence of struggle. Dwayne Johnson continues to lift others not just with his muscles or movies, but with his courage to speak truthfully. In doing so, he offers something even more enduring than entertainment: hope. and a reminder that we are never truly alone in our fight to become stronger, kinder, and more human.
In het RTL-nieuws lange rijen voor Prins Klaus. En ontslagen vanwege het niet roken.
Loretta Shrivever, a beloved and respected television presenter whose presence lit up Dutch screens for decades, has passed away at the age of 68 after a long and courageous battle with colon cancer. Her family confirmed the heartbreaking news to RTL News, leaving behind a profound sense of loss in the hearts of viewers, colleagues, and all who admired her. Born in New York on May 16, 1956, Loretta moved to the Netherlands with her parents as a child and gradually built a remarkable career in broadcasting. She first became widely known as a news anchor for RTL News in 1989, later touching audiences through the warm and lively morning show Koffietijd. Loretta shone not just through her intelligence and professionalism, but through her genuine warmth and infectious laughter. Even during moments of personal hardship, including a burnout in 2008, she always returned to the screen with unshaken passion for her work. Since 2021, Loretta had been quietly battling cancer. Though the disease later returned and spread, she remained calm and remarkably optimistic. "Life is only about today. You have to seize it," she once said. Until the very end, she continued to appear publicly, determined not to let illness define who she was. Beyond her role on television, Loretta was a passionate advocate for animals. She served as a dedicated ambassador for the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, for over 30 years. Her passing is not only a loss to Dutch broadcasting, but also a poignant silence in the lives of those who cherished her kind heart and unwavering compassion. Farewell to Loretta, a woman whose smile never truly faded.
New York on the Thursday and arrived there in the evening. On Friday morning we went to the Dakota.
Born and raised in London, Andy Peebles carried within him an unwavering passion for music and broadcasting, a passion that would go on to shape an entire chapter in the history of British radio. From his early days spinning records at nightclubs in Bournemouth and Manchester to becoming one of the most recognizable voices on BBC Radio 1, Peebles was more than just a DJ. He was a storyteller, weaving soul and rock into seamless narrative with his warm voice, refined musical taste, and deep knowledge. He officially joined BBC Radio Manchester in 1973 before becoming one of the founding broadcasters at Piccadilly Radio, where he launched the iconic show Soul Train, a program that would accompany him throughout a remarkable 40-year journey. In 1978, Andy left a lasting legacy at BBC Radio 1, presenting evening slots, weekend specials on music and sports, and numerous appearances on Top of the Pops. His gentle yet enlightening presenting style earned him deep admiration from both colleagues and listeners. One of the most defining moments of his career came with his interview of John Lennon and Yoko Ono on December 6, 1980, just 2 days before Lennon's tragic death. The 3-hour conversation offered rare, heartfelt insights into the life and thoughts of the former Beatle, and it stood as a testament to Peebles' unique talent for creating intimate, meaningful dialogue through the airwaves. Andy Peebles, a man who brought music to millions with all his heart, passed away on March 22, 2025, at the age of 76. His departure leaves a profound sense of loss, but the shows, interviews, and melodies he once shared will continue to echo like a gentle refrain from a golden era of British radio. The world mourns the loss of Michelle Trachtenberg, the beloved actress known for her unforgettable roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl, who passed away at the age of 39. She was found unresponsive in her Manhattan apartment in February 2025. While initial reports were unclear, the New York City medical examiner has since confirmed the cause of death as complications from diabetes. Her passing followed a recent liver transplant, marking a long and private battle with health issues that few knew she was facing. Born in New York City in 1985, Michelle began acting at just 3 years old, quickly establishing herself as a gifted young star. She captured hearts in Harriet the Spy at age 10 and went on to deliver standout performances as Dawn Summers in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the unforgettable Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl. Her work resonated with audiences, blending charm, intensity, and wit with effortless grace. Behind the camera, Michelle faces personal struggles with resilience. Alongside her battle with chronic illness, she had spoken openly about her experiences with inappropriate behavior in the industry, notably on the Buffy set. As a young actress navigating fame, health challenges, and industry pressure, she carried herself with quiet strength and courage. She never sought sympathy, only the chance to work, to evolve, and to express her truth through her roles. Tributes poured in from co-stars and fans alike. Blake Lively remembered her as electric, and Sarah Michelle Gellar offered a tearful farewell. "The hardest thing in this world is to live in it. I will be brave. I will live for you." Michelle Trachtenberg was more than a star. She was a force of spirit, whose light will continue to flicker through the stories she helped bring to life. Pilar Del Rey's 4-decade-long career brought to American screens a series of roles filled with depth, authenticity, and heartfelt emotion, especially in her portrayals of strong, compassionate Latin women. With a cinematic presence and remarkable versatility, she steadily built her name across both film and television, from iconic productions like Giant, 1956, to numerous popular TV series that spanned generations. In George Stevens' Oscar-nominated epic Giant, Del Rey played Mrs. Obregon, a Mexican mother caring for her ailing infant. Her character is gently aided by Elizabeth Taylor's Leslie Benedict, despite the racial prejudices of the time. It's a quiet but powerful moment of the film, rich in humanity, and Del Rey's performance stands out for its sincerity and emotional weight. Beyond the big screen, Pilar Del Rey became a familiar face in television, appearing in well-known series such as Sea Hunt, Daniel Boone, Family Affair, Mannix, Police Story, The Wild Wild West, and Heart to Heart. In 1995, she was honored at the inaugural AFTRA-SAG Latino Hispanic Heritage Celebration, a meaningful tribute to her enduring and emerging contributions to the entertainment industry. Pilar Del Rey passed away of natural causes on February 23, 2025 in Los Angeles, at the age of 95. She is survived by 3 beloved nephews, whom she raised as her own sons. In a touching tribute, her nephew David Bouza shared, "Pilar will forever be remembered for her generosity and love. To us, she was Auntie Mom, the most wonderful aunt anyone could have. Her legacy lives on like a tender melody in the hearts of those who cherish the beauty of art."
Designer, unemployed, that's right. Appreciate you, man.
Ken Flores, a gifted stand-up comedian and co-creator of the Latin XL comedy show, has passed away suddenly at the age of 28. Leaving the comedy world in shock and mourning. He was found unresponsive at his home in Los Angeles on the afternoon of January 28, 2025. While the official cause of death has not yet been confirmed, multiple sources suggest he may have suffered cardiac arrest. His untimely passing occurred in the midst of his Butterfly Effect tour, a major milestone in a career he had worked so hard to build. Born in Chicago, Ken's passion for performance began early. At just 15, he started creating YouTube videos, and his love for comedy soon led him to open mics and live stages, where his natural wit and charisma quickly earned him a devoted following. Audiences didn't just love Ken for his humor, they connected with his warmth, humility, and his proud representation of the Latinx community. Through Latinxl, he helped create a platform for Latino comedians to shine, offering both a voice and a stage in an industry where those opportunities were rare. Behind every laugh was quiet perseverance. Flores faced health struggles, industry challenges, and the pressures of rising fame. Yet through it all, he remains a source of positivity and light, bringing joy to thousands from intimate showcases to sold-out shows across the country. Family, friends, and fellow comedians, including Gabriel Iglesias, King Bach, and Sarah Silverman, have paid heartfelt tributes. To them, Ken was a bright light, a gentle giant with a generous heart. His passing is a huge loss for the world of comedy, but the laughter he shared will echo for years to come. Farewell, Ken. You made the world laugh, and that is no small legacy. Christopher Fifield, conductor, scholar, and a quiet giant of European classical music, passed away on January 19, 2025, at the age of 79. He died after a period of living with dementia, leaving behind a rich legacy not only in performance, but also in the research and revival of 19th century music. Born in the United Kingdom, Fifield studied at the University of Manchester before furthering his training at the Musikhochschule in Cologne. He began his career at Cape Town Opera and went on to hold prominent positions such as Director of Music at University College London and Chorus Master of the Chelsea Opera Group. He spent 12 seasons with Glyndebourne and served as music director of the Lambeth Orchestra in South London for 4 decades, from 1982 to 2022, breathing new life into forgotten scores and inspiring generations of young musicians. Fifield was known for conducting the world premiere recordings of works by under-recognized composers such as Frederick Cliff, Xaver, and Philip Scharwenka, Richard Frank, and Andreas Hallen. His releases, released by the Swedish label Sterling, were widely praised for their scientific rigor and deep respect for musical history. As a writer and musicologist, he authored acclaimed biographies of Max Bruch and Hans Richter, contributed to the Oxford Companion to Music and Music Web International, and offered fresh insights through his academic publications. Christopher Fifield was more than a conductor. He was a guardian of forgotten soundscapes and a bridge between musical eras. He lived a life devoted to the quiet beauty of art, with depth and grace. His memorial service was held at Beckenham Crematorium on February 25th, a fitting farewell to a man who gave his life to the timeless voice of music.
Take till he knows that too many people have.
Legendary folk singer, co-founder of the iconic trio Peter, Paul, and Mary, and co-writer of the timeless hymn Puff, the Magic Dragon, Peter Yarrow has died at the age of 86. Surrounded by his family, he passed away peacefully at his home in New York City on January 7, 2025, after a 4-year battle with bladder cancer. His music, activism, and unwavering belief in the healing and transformative power of song made him a cherished figure in American culture. Born in 1938 to Ukrainian Jewish immigrants, Yarrow emerged during the folk revival of the 1960s, using music not only to entertain, but also to inspire change. Along with bandmates Mary Travers and Noel Paul Stuckey, Peter, Paul, and Mary became the soundtrack to a generation fighting for civil rights, peace, and social justice. From Blowin' in the Wind at the March on Washington to their poignant ballads, their harmony was both hopeful and defiant. Yarrow's legacy was also marked by personal controversy. In 1970, he was convicted of indecent exposure to a minor, a dark chapter that would recur in later years, especially after President Jimmy Carter's controversial pardon. Yarrow publicly expressed deep remorse, but the case continued to cast a shadow over his legacy, even as he remained active in music and social activism in his later years. To the end of his life, Yarrow never stopped believing in the transformative power of music. Whether performing with his daughter Bethany or supporting causes through his nonprofit Operation Respect, he seeks to create a kinder, more compassionate world. His voice may be silent now, but the songs, ideals, and dreams he sang about will continue to resonate for generations to come.
Well, let me catch up on what's been going on with me since you saw me last.
Today, we celebrate the extraordinary journey of Ellen DeGeneres, a woman who turned humor into a healing force and laughter into a legacy. From her modest beginnings in Louisiana to becoming a global entertainment icon, Ellen's story is one of courage, reinvention, and resilience. Whether you remember her earliest stand-up, her unforgettable sitcom, or her years as a talk show host spreading joy and kindness, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What moment from Ellen's career inspired you most? Share your reflections in the comments. Your voice is part of this tribute. Born on January 26, 1958 in Metairie, Louisiana, Ellen Lee DeGeneres grew up in a modest household, where humor quickly became her shield and her gift. From a young age, Ellen exhibited a remarkable talent for making people laugh, a talent rooted not just in wit, but in an intuitive understanding of human emotion. Her early life was marked by personal transitions and modest means, experiences that subtly shaped her resilience and infused her comedy with relatability and heart. Before finding her footing in entertainment, Ellen tried her hand at various jobs, from clerical work to retail, but none satisfied her need to connect with people. Eventually, she began performing stand-up comedy in local clubs, where she honed her timing and voice. Her observational humor and easy charisma began to resonate, setting the stage for her rise to national fame. Appearances on talk shows like The Tonight Show earned her critical acclaim and introduced her to a broader audience. In 1994, Ellen starred in her own sitcom, Ellen, which quickly gained popularity for its humor and everyday charm. However, in 1997, the show took a bold turn when Ellen publicly came out, both on the show and in real life. The move was groundbreaking and controversial, igniting a nationwide conversation about identity and acceptance. While the show was eventually canceled, Ellen's courage left an indelible mark and signaled a shift in cultural norms. After a brief hiatus, Ellen returned stronger than ever in 2003 with The Ellen DeGeneres Show, a daytime talk show that blended celebrity interviews, comedy, and heartfelt stories. The show became a cultural phenomenon, earning numerous accolades and building a loyal viewership. Her signature blend of warmth, wit, and generosity made the show a daily comfort for millions. Through gifts, surprise reunions, and philanthropic initiatives, Ellen used her platform to spread joy and advocate for kindness. Simultaneously, Ellen extended her influence beyond television. Her voice role as Dory in Pixar's Finding Nemo and Finding Dory showcased her ability to bring vulnerability and humor to animated characters. She hosted the Academy Awards in 2007 and 2014, bringing levity to prestigious stages and reminding audiences of the power of collective laughter. Behind the scenes, she continued to advocate for causes close to her heart, from animal welfare to disaster relief. Despite her success, Ellen faced personal and professional challenges. The demands of daily television, coupled with the pressure of public scrutiny, led to moments of stress and exhaustion. She openly addressed these struggles, emphasizing the importance of mental health, balance, and self-care. Ellen also experienced physical health issues during her career that at times required her to step back and recover. She adopted meditation, exercise, and plant-based nutrition to support her well-being, often sharing these practices with her audience. These habits became vital tools in managing the emotional and physical toll of her high-profile career. Like many, She also endured the emotional toll of loss, grieving the deaths of friends and family members. These experiences deepened her empathy and shaped the tone of her show. Humor, she learned, could be both a celebration and a salve. In 2020, the Ellen DeGeneres Show faced serious allegations regarding workplace culture, including claims of mistreatment and a toxic environment. The controversy prompted Ellen to publicly apologize and initiate structural changes. The incident marked a significant moment of reckoning, challenging her to align her public image with internal realities. While some fans turned away, others continued to support her, appreciating her efforts to take accountability and grow. In 2021, Ellen announced that her show would end after its 19th season. The decision was met with mixed reactions, nostalgia from longtime viewers, and criticism from detractors. Still, Ellen viewed the conclusion as a natural evolution, a chance to step back and refocus. The final episode aired in 2022, closing a chapter that had shaped daytime television for nearly 2 decades. Since stepping away from her talk show, Ellen has embraced a quieter lifestyle, dedicating more time to family, creative projects, and philanthropic work. She remains active through guest appearances, social media updates, and advocacy, using her platform to support communities in need. Her current focus blends humor with empathy, a testament to her belief in laughter as a bridge toward understanding. Throughout her journey, Ellen DeGeneres has exemplified the power of reinvention. From a stand-up comedian navigating a male-dominated industry to a beloved talk show host championing kindness, she has shown resilience, vulnerability, and unwavering dedication to connection. Her legacy is not without complication, but it is one of evolution, courage, and compassion. As she enters this new chapter, Ellen continues to inspire with her message that even in moments of adversity, joy can be found and humor can heal. Her story is a vivid reminder that authenticity, tempered with grace, leaves a lasting impact. Whether on stage or behind the scenes, Ellen DeGeneres remains a beacon of light, reminding us all to be kind to one another and to dance a little too.